Hi everyone, it's Deneen here with my Story 17 in December Daily, which was a foundation page that I created for the Allie Edwards hybrid product play class for this year's December Daily. And I used the digital version of this plastic Be Merry piece where I went ahead and created a piece that was dimensional and that had designs in it. So if you're interested in checking out how I did this top part, you could totally sign up for that class. Lots of awesome ideas. In the meantime, I am going to put together the inside where I created these little story details cards, and I am going to use them to hold my little stories inside of a grid. And I have 5 of these little cards. You could purchase these on Etsy. The Etsy version has numbers 1 through 10 because this could totally be used for something outside of December Daily. And I figured maybe somebody would have more stories to tell. Inside of those, I just printed out some journaling. I colored the boxes and I used white text. Those are going to go inside. And then I have little photos that are going to fit into the boxes of my grid. And then on the back side of the flap is going to be this large I think it's 6 by 8.5 maybe, or 6 by 8 1/4, I'm sorry. And that's going to go on the inside of the flap. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to begin with the 6 by 8 1/4 inch photo, and I'm going to just use rolling adhesive to adhere that onto the back side of my flap. Okay, so I want to be careful not to put it too close to the fold. And I think in the end, I end up moving it out a little bit because it was a bit close, but I think that comes a little bit later. In the meantime, let's put these fun, colorful cards inside of my little story details cards. Love how the color is going to show through. Love how I used white text. I was trying to mix things up a bit, and I thought of this. So what I did was for the colors on the background of the text, I just used one of the digital pieces, one of the papers from the Allie Edwards Design Inc. December Daily Collection, and I just colored each one of them a different color from the collection, so kind of all matched together. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just kind of try to place these around my grid. I'm a little worried about putting one of the little story cards too close to that middle flap there, because I'm afraid that with the picture and then with the card it won't close. But I think I'm all right. I end up only putting one of them near that intersection or that fold because I just didn't want to push my luck. But I just love the colors. I'm super thrilled with these colors. Here I am pulling off that photo. So I just kind of move it out a little bit. That's all. Just move it out so that the flap can open and close. And then once I get the story details cards down, I am now going to just try to put my photos in different places, leaving 3 spaces open. I could have filled them all with photos, and you totally can, but I wanted to try to find some embellishments maybe that I could put in there. And to be honest with you, I just wasn't I don't know. I wasn't really thrilled with any of the embellishments that I was thinking on putting in. So I went ahead and after I got done adhering all of these in their places, I pulled out some 3 by 4 journaling cards and I decided that I was going to cut the cards so I could take the sentiments from the cards and put them inside of these remaining boxes. Okay, so I have each of these boxes is, let's see, I'm not really sure. I'm looking at about 2.5 inches. Each box is about 2.5 inches wide. So I want these to fit inside of those boxes. So all you're going to see here is me just kind of marking outside of the sentiments with a light pencil mark so that I can have a rough idea of where I need to trim. And then I will do the same thing going in the other direction. Again, I measured the box, but I am really just eyeballing it. And you'll see here that I use the first one that I cut out to kind of measure up against the next one. And just, again, not perfect. No one will ever notice, but I wanted them to look like they were of similar or the same size. So these are the 2 that I'm going to use. And I did a little extra trimming there. I also had a piece of vellum from this year's release, and I was thinking that I would add that as well. So I go ahead and trim that down in order to make it approximately the same size. And I'm going to place those in. Now, one thing you'll notice here is I also pull out another card, and I don't have any more spaces, but I thought this would be fun to put on that large photo, just to kind of pull the two pages together. So this one has a little card on, a little saying on it, yes to this, and then you check the box off. So I pulled out this vellum piece from this year's collection as well. So I'm thinking I might put that on top. And then I go back and forth between the Jolly Merry Happy. See, one side is green, the other side is white with colored letters, and I couldn't decide which one I wanted to use after I realized there was a backside. I don't know if I made the right decision, but I ended up using the green one. It's too late now. If I decide to change my mind, it is what it is, and I'll probably forget that I even thought about it after a while anyway. So the December looks like this is from an older scrapbook by the month release, and then that Jolly Merry Happy is from this year, and so is the vellum, as well as the vellum This Is Joy Saying, which I haven't adhered on yet, and I will. But in the meantime, I'm going to mark off the box on that yes to this. Put some, oh, by the way, I did add all of these with some foam squares, just for a little dimension. And then I go ahead and I decide I want to add the This Is Joy. So I pull out my, what is supposed to be my vellum adhesive, which has always worked so good for me in the past. I've never had a problem with it. This time around, I don't know what happened, but I could see all the adhesive right through that vellum, and I just didn't like it. So I pulled out my little adhesive eraser and I just removed all of the adhesive from the back. And then I just went ahead and used my regular rolling adhesive to add that on there. Okay, that was it. Super simple, right guys? Not difficult at all. So here is what it looks like in my album. Love the colors underneath coming through those letters. I love it. I love it. I could have easily just added those little squares with the journaling on there without the story details, but that little bit of pizzazz just makes me so super happy. So this is what it looks like. Again, if you're interested in the outside piece, that is in the hybrid class this year. And then just a close up. Look at how fun that looks. I love it. I love how it's like dimensional. You know, you could see through those letters. I just had to show you guys a close-up because I think it just turned out really awesome. For something so simple, it just really has a lot of impact. And then, of course, this is what one of them looks like when you open it up. So again, you just pull that flap up. Initially, those flaps were not laying really flat for me, but of course, as always, I had it in my book for just a little bit and they're already flattened out. So that is not something you need to worry about. And then last but not least, the photo that will end the video here is the full page with both the 8x10 page and the flap open so you can see everything all together. And yeah, again, super simple, but lots of impact and fun and different, just different. It just made me happy to kind of mix things up a bit with this. So again, these story details cards are available in my Etsy shop, and it does include numbers 1 through 10 as well, if you are interested in that. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, leave me a comment below. And last but not least, don't forget to go and check out the December Daily Hybrid Product Play class over on the Allie Edwards website. If you haven't joined that class, it's definitely something that you want to join, not just for this year, but for next year. It's a great class with lots of great information. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for following along with me today, and we will see you in the next video.